Hello guys, welcome to my humble YouTube channel where I bring you fanfiction that will brighten your days. Before we start, a subscribe is greatly appreciated, and don't forget to leave a like and ring the bell icon so you won't miss exciting new fanfiction stories. Tensura x Kuma Kuma Bear, Tensura by NullAzatoth Chapter 7. Yuna. Wait, so we can finally return to my world in 1 week? Yuna asked excitedly. Rimuru. Hi. Me Velzard, Shuna and Shizu will accompany you, dear, and you can bring some of your friends there. Yuna, hearing that, was surprised and excited. She wanted to meet Fina again, and introduce Rimuru to the others, including her now new friends and sisters. Yuna. Thank you, Rimuru. Yuna hugs Rimuru tightly, which Rimuru returned. Shuna. We also need to prepare for your debut and crowning as Rimuru's fiancé, in 3 days. Yuna. What? I didn't know anything about that. Hearing this, the 4 girls looked at Rimuru, who was avoiding any eye contact with them while whistling. They could only look at him dumbfounded. Shizu. Sigh. Anyways, we don't need to do much, since most of the things are already done. Yuna. Wait, really? That was fast. I've only been here for 2 weeks, though wouldn't it take a month to prepare this kind of things? Velzard. Normally yes, but Tempest isn't a corrupt country that puts us in any delay or setbacks. Shuna. And Donna-sama's words is the law. No one would dare make any delay, and the process is easy with magic and powerful people in this country. Shizu. The only thing left is your clothes, but Shuna here already has it finished. Yuna understood, and is excited hearing this. She will be acknowledged as the fiancé of Rimuru. Although some anxiety is present, she didn't know if everyone would accept her, but is determined. She wouldn't waste anyone's hard work for her. She is now a powerhouse with an EP of 950,000. She has reached the point of power, where she could breach the million class. Also, Yuna may attain the egg in the near future. But there is a catch: she wouldn't attain it unless she was put in a situation required for her to attain more strength. This was done so she could get more powerful before attaining it, but once attained, then her power would skyrocket and multiply. Velzard. Fumu. I want to meet some of your acquaintances there, but... Yuna. Is there something wrong, Velzard? Yuna asked Velzard, but Shizu was the one to reply. Shizu. Well, Yuna, in that world you would be presumed dead, right? Yuna. Well, yes. Velzard. Well, it might cause some panic if they suddenly see you come back with no scratches, so... Yuna immediately understood the meaning of their words. Rimuru. Not to mention the many questions and interrogation you would have with your friends and family there, Kukuku. Yuna turned pale. The people from her world are not mere acquaintances, they are like a family to them. And the many questions they would have would be hard to explain, not to mention about the incident in Rimuru. And some might even reject the idea of her relationship with Rimuru. Although that would be impossible, it would still be a factor and would be a possible outcome. Yuna. Then how do we explain it? Rimuru. Well, the best way would be coming out clean. We don't need to hide it, but we wouldn't reveal it to outsiders, only to the people you know, and for the public, we can make some kind of story. Yuna. Story? Velzard. Yes, we can say that you accidentally awakened some of your hidden power, and for some reason teleported to our location, which is a place full of power beings. Shuna. Which is a faraway land, and we helped you, and took care of you. Of course we have special way of treatment and such. Then we traveled trough teleportation. Shizu. With our power something like that wouldn't be a problem, we can make scenarios and such, then others more things. Yuna understood their words. Rimuru. As for the people you know, we can explain to those who are really close to you. Let's not hide anything since they are a family to you. Yuna nods. Yuna. Alright then, but I'm worried though, would they look at me differently? Yuna said, looking down. Rimuru. I'm sure they would understand. The fact that you are from another world doesn't change anything. You meet and save that Fina girl, right? Then help them and more, so why would they doubt you? Yuna. But I. Velzard went and hugged Yuna like an elder sister. Velzard. Yuna. You didn't lie nor manipulate them. You did nothing wrong. You only hid your privacy, and such, and you have every right to do that, and they would surely understand that. Yuna calmed down. Yuna. You're right. I should face them head-on, rather than a coward who only hides her secret because of my selfishness. Shizu. There is nothing wrong in cowardice, Yuna, or being selfish. That is a part of our humanity, but giving up, and not doing anything about it is the problem. Shizu's words gave Yuna a wide view of how humans move through their primary instinct. It would either be bad or good, but they symbolizes their humanity. Velzard. Fumu, if anything happens then we are here for you, okay? Yuna nods in understanding. Rimuru. Anyways, we still have a week, so enjoy yourself here before leaving, and buy some souvenirs and gifts. Yuna. Okay, Yuna said happily. Imagine it's Yuna. Velzard. Shuna. Shizu. Oh, youngest is so cute. Rimuru. My fiancé is so damn cute. I need to look out for any fools in her world. I'll bring Diablo and Testarossa in secret. Rimuru had more reasons to bring others, in order to protect Yuna. Of course everyone agreed to this. She is still pure, they would not let her be stained, but they know, she needs to grow, and become independent as a person, and not rely on them, if any darkness come to her paths. But they will help her whoever the foe is, even if it is a void entity, a god, deity or whoever they are, they would crush them, the moment they harm anyone in their family. Yuna went to different stalls and places, buying as much souvenirs she could, and the people who saw her gave her as many as they could as appreciation. Tempest was happy to have her as their queen. She was kind, thoughtful and brave. Yuna had fought against some nobles from time to time who tried making a ruckus on Tempest territory. Flashback. Yuna. What are you doing? Yuna asked emotionlessly. The person in question was a high-ranked marquis from a new country. He was trying to take the elf girl waiter. Noble. Huh? And who are you, little girl? Do you know I am a great noble of a great country? Yuna. And? This is Tempest. Your authority is nothing here, not to mention, do you really believe your so-called great country has anything to level with Tempest? Wealth, power, territory and military, does it? The noble couldn't say anything and was furious. Noble. Girl, you dare insult another our country? You are to be punished. How about being my concubine? The noble said while having lustful eyes on Yuna. The people seeing and hearing this were furious and losing their minds from the insult towards their future queen, even foreign merchants, since Yuna has helped them by giving advices that came from her world, to help the merchants improve. The soldiers roaming were releasing some of their magicules, which was comparable to a low disaster rank. But Yuna wasn't exactly happy with his words. Yuna. Damn pig. Dare to harass a citizen of Tempest, and look at me in such way. Are you courting death? The only person worthy to have me is Rimuru? Yuna released some of her magicules, which was already dense with an EP of 700,000. Yuna wasn't gonna hesitate to put the noble down for daring to harass her people, but she knew full well how disgusting it was for those lustful eyes to look at her when she was the fiancée of Rimuru. The noble, hearing this, was dumbfounded. He didn't know who was in front of him. Suddenly. Soi. Take him away. Soi, who suddenly appeared, had a thick mark on his forehead while having a furious expression, including some shadow squads who took the noble and his group. With this, the people were impressed with Yuna and respected her. Soi was equally impressed with her control on her emotions. End of flashback. Yuna wanted to get as much souvenir for Fina, Shuri and the others. Everyone gave her some of their products for free. She wanted to pay, but everyone only gave her a grateful smile. Yuna had no choice but to accept. Nonetheless, she thanked them before leaving. Yuna suddenly meets some familiar faces. Mary. Yuna-sama. Mufuyu. Yuna-sama, it has been a while. The three boys greeted with a bow. Yuna. It's nice to see the five of you. Zafar. Indeed, Yuna-sama, are you buying things? Yuna. Yes, I'm actually gonna be able to return to my world in a week. Somi, Rimuru and the others would stay there for some time. I thought about bringing souvenirs. Yuto. I see. Then how about we help you, Yuna-sama? Since we know this district very well, we might as well show you some unique stuff to bring. Aster. Indeed, it's better to bring some intriguing and useful tools or food for your family there. Yuna. I see. Then please lead the way. Yuna went around buying many things she didn't know existed. She even bought some cooking utensils and stuff for Tirumina, and some ingredients enough to last for 10 years. She also ordered and bought some swords, wands, weapons, etc., even a dismantling knife for Fina. At the end of the day, he only paid for the expensive things, which was forced on her part, since she didn't like buying things without paying, it was disrespectful. Although Tempest was rich, it was wrong to not pay a good quality product that they put their efforts into. This made the citizens admire her more. After buying, she went and separated with the others. Yuna. Is there anything else I need to buy? I already bought most of the things I need and want. Wait, wasn't there something about the king's birthday party back in my world? Then Yuna remembered, she needed to give the Goblin King's sword to Eleanor, as a gift to the king, and as she is now, Eleonora might force her to attend the birthday. But she didn't have a gift, and was at a loss, so she decided to look for one. But no matter how unique the product is, she couldn't think of anything to give to a human king. She didn't know much about human royalty, even though she was given some lectures by Shuna, Shizu and Hinata. She didn't fully know what they want. And thought about a sword, but rejected the idea. Food or other ideas was also rejected, so she went to Rimuru. Yuna. Etta. Rimuru. Rimuru. Yes, dear? Yuna. Well, do you know anything to give to a human king's birthday party? Rimuru. Why the odd question? Yuna. You see, I was originally going to attend a birthday party in my world. Of course I would avoid getting attention, but now I might become the center of attention, and I don't know what to give as a gift. Rimuru. I see, I'm guessing you couldn't find any here in Tempest? Yuna nods. Rimuru. Then why not venture around the cardinal world? You haven't really gone around outside Tempest, right? Yuna. Yeah, I haven't. Rimuru. Alright then, you may go outside of Tempest in search of a gift, but I want someone to accompany you. Yuna. I have no problem with that. Rimuru. Alright then, Shuna, can you summon those kids? Shuna. Of course, Donna-sama. Yuna was confused about the ones Rimuru was gonna summon, but then. Rimuru-sama, you have called us? Yuna knew the owner of the voice. Yuna. Wait, this voice isn't this. Rimuru. You may come in, Grace, Devil, Lilith. Entering the room were her three friends, Grace. Yuna. Yuna. Hi Grace. Rimuru. Well, you see, Yuna here is gonna look for a gift for a human king in her world, and she will look around the cardinal world, and I need you three to accompany her. Grace. Lilith. Devil. I see, my lord. Grace. Then we will accompany Yuna-sama. The three of them bowed. Rimuru. Alright then, Yuna, you may do as you please. Yuna. Thank you, Donna-sama. Yuna went and gave Rimuru a kiss on the cheeks, which made Rimuru have a smug look. Then Rimuru looks at the three. Rimuru. If any man gets near her, execute, understand? All three. Hi. The three of them cherish Yuna, and wouldn't let any harm come near her. Yuna went and prepared herself for their departure. Imagine this is Yuna. Yuna was beautiful in her clothing. Rimuru, seeing her, had his eyes glued on her. Rimuru. You three, if any man looks at her with lust and tried anything funny or tried to flirt with them, immediately send his face to Soe. The three were a bit scared of Rimuru right now, since he was being protective. Nonetheless, they nuded. Yuna and three left Tempest and went to the north first. Yuna arriving there was met by some guards. Guard. Any form of identification, please. Yuna without care and took out her black card. The other three deadpans at her, and looking at her dumbfounded. Lilith. She truly resembles Rimuru in his carefreeness. Devil. She forgot about the card's importance, huh? Grace. I can't even say anything right now. She might be too excited to return to her world that she forgot her own standing. While the three were thinking this, the guard who saw Yuna's card was bewildered. He knew who holds this cards, and their power. Of course only a few know, but he was actually a high-ranking officer who was retired, and only wanted to have a steady income. He was sweating heavily while the others didn't know why, but some merchants who already saw Yuna back at Tempest, could only look at the guard in empathy. Merchant. Poor guard, no one would have any guts to face a person of Yuna-sama's standing. Merchant 2. Then again, Yuna-sama really became careless here, but this is amusing to watch. Yuna herself was confused, but then she remembered about her card. AMD immediately took it away. Yuna. About my card. Guard. Miss, no need to say anything. Please seat right here. We will call a carriage for you to the Imperial Palace. Yuna. No need, I only want to search the Empire for a gift, so. Guard. I'm sorry miss, but someone of your standing must not be left alone. but I could already guess that those 3 would be enough, knowing who they woman is. The guard said, pointing at Grace. Grace gave a nod, not wanting to attract any attention towards herself, although her beauty including their group already attained attention, but didn't want it to escalate further. Yuna, understanding the situation, could only sigh and nod. Guard. Thank you for your understanding. The guard kneeled while showing utmost respect. The others were bewildered. They knew who the guard was, and his old position, so whoever the people in front of them were, they could only be big shots. Guard. You. Go and summon a carriage, the most luxurious and comfortable one, only used by Tier 1 individuals. No, send the triple deluxe carriage only used for Tempest patrons. Now everyone was bewildered. Why send that carriage, something that wasn't meant for anyone to use besides the patrons? Guard 2. But Chief, they carriage is only for. He couldn't finish as he was cut off. Guard. Did you not hear a word I said? Go and summon it now. They immediately summoned the carriage. Yuna was surprised by this. Guard. Forgive us, we couldn't summon the highest carriage, it would expose your identity, and I'm guessing you wouldn't like that. Although we gave you attention from the public, this would at least not expose your position. I do apologize for this. The guard bowed. Yuna was surprised but understood. He was only doing his job, and was considerate. He could have done another way and not do any of Ri's, but it was absolute to send her to Rudra first. She was someone above and beyond them after all. Guard. Do not fret, we will issue a none-disturb order so you wouldn't be too uncomfortable in your visit here. Also, as the guest of the Emperor, you may use illusion magic to hide your appearance. I could have let you pass without problem, but your coronation is in 3 days. The Emperor wishes to meet you. Forgive me for this, Yuna-sama. The guard was also ordered to do this, if she was ever to visit the Empire for some random reason. Yuna and the others sat on a luxurious and comfortable room with some snacks and tea. Minutes later they were called, and saw a very good carriage. It had a dragon logo on the side, and had the Tempest flag and logo as well. Yuna and the others went inside it, but they attracted so much attention, the people wanted to know who they were. Arriving at the palace, the Imperial Guards lined up, and 2 men were greeted. Yuna. Minutes. It is good to meet you, Your Highness Yuna, Lady Grace, Prince Devil and Princess Lilith. Calgurio. The Emperor and Empress wish to meet you. Entering the palace they saw a huge door. Yuna and the 3 prepared themselves. Entering they saw a blonde man exuding a powerful and majestic aura. It was dense and powerful. He was Rudra Nam-ul-Nazca, and besides him is a woman. She was Ju Nam-ul-Nazca, the mother of Author, her friend. Standing behind them are 2 men, Damrada and Kondo, well-known figures in the Empire. Rudra. So Yuna and others, please take a seat. Yuna and Grace took a seat. Devil and Lilith stand behind the 2. Rudra, seeing this, started. Rudra. So Yuna, what reason is there for you to visit my empire? Yuna. Well? Yuna explained the gift. Rudra. I see, although there is nothing notable here, but you are free to look around. Anyways, I wanted to see you in person. Another woman faded to Rimuru, not to mention a reincarnate and foreign world, so rare. Yuna. I see, but are 2 really that intrigued? Rudra. Kukuku, of course. It's really rare. You see, Kondo here is a drifter. He was from a different world but came here through a rift in space, like that Hinata Sakaguchi. Yuna was surprised and looks at the man behind Rudra, who only looks at her and nods. Yuna. To think I would meet another otherworlder here, but I'm guessing he's from a different world than mine. Rudra. Yes, he isn't like those Japanese. Also, I want to meet the new friend of my son. He was quite happy after having another friend. Yuna nods. Rudra. Anyways, you are my guest here. You may look around as much as you want. With Thay, Yuna went everywhere around the Empire. She was surprised. There were many technologies here as well, different from Tempest and unique, but none caught her attention. After looking every place, she went to the next distinction, Dwargon. Yuna went to the Noble Pass, and was met with the same SHT, but different. She didn't have to meet with Gazel, but was given a word of thanks for taking care of his son as well. Yuna visited everywhere from Ingrasha to Falmaeus, even the Demon Lord's territories, but she couldn't find anything. Then her last destination was the northern continent. Of course, Devil and Lilith hesitated. 1, they would meet the redhead siblings. 2, their uncle who would always prank them. Finally, their scary aunt, who also educates them, and the 2 redhead siblings would behave in front of her. but they would also do the same, vice versa for their mother as well. Landing in front of the castle, Yuna was met with two maids. Masiri. Yuna-sama, please come inside. Yuna looks at the castle in admiration. Unlike the others, it was very pretty for her, especially the uniqueness of it with the mirror-like walls made of ice. Arriving in front of a big door, Yuna prepared herself, releasing some of her aura to show power and position. Misery and Rain were impressed with her power. She has only been here for 2 weeks, yet her growth was huge. They secretly respect her. Rain. The future queen of Tempest, Her Highness Yuna Tempest-sama. In front of Yuna was a row of powerful demons. Yuna felt it. She wouldn't win against Misery and Rain, but she could win against the demons, including the 6 demon archdukes. But the man on the throne with red hair was releasing power that could be said similar to Diablo and Rudra. Yuna bowed in courtesy and greeted. Yuna. It is nice to meet you, Demon Lord Guy Crimson-sama. Guy raised his hand. Guy. No need for formalities, Yuna. I heard you took care of my children, so I am grateful. Guy was genuine. He cared for them after all. Yuna was guided to a room with Guy. Guy. So I'm guessing you need a gift? Yuna was surprised by this. Guy. Well, Rimuru told me, so I'll let you look at the old ruins. You might find something interesting there. Yuna accepted, grateful. They went to the ruins of the castle underneath. Yuna. This is a lot, even more than the Eastern Empire. Guy. Kukuku. This was the former strongest country before the Empire and Tempest came, the magic continent. Yuna looked around. She saw many things, but not for a human king's liking. But then, she saw a chest. Yuna. May I open this? Guy. Go on, I have no problem with it. Opening the chest, Yuna saw something interesting and had a smirk. The others looked inside and was surprised. Guy wasn't interested in it, since he had something better, but it was enough for a world with no communication devices whatsoever. Yuna took the chest to her special space, to give to Vesta and have it fixed and prepared to be gifted. Guy. Are you sure about that one? Yuna. Yeah, although it is super advanced here, but to my world it would be useful, and could be upgraded, so having a sample and working one would be enough. Guy. I see. Guy smiled but then looks at the ruins. Guy. Did you find anything interesting? You may take anything you want. It would be a way of thanking you for taking care of my daughter and son. Yuna. Will that nay all right? Guy. Of course. Yuna looks around, then saw something. Some kind of book. No, it was a grimoire. Yuna. This is. Guy. Ho, that's a grimoire and an archive, mostly used for those who have no affinity for magic, but there is more to it than that. By having this and being its master, the archive's magic and power would be transferred to the user. Then the pages would become blank. She may add, make and create magic and put it her, and his archive is special, it has no limit. Only the user has limits, unless he or she trains to become stronger. Yuna. So it's a grimoire with a permanent archive? Guy. Yes, there is only one, and this is imperfect, the reason it had no copy or similar objects. With the current era, it's not needed, but it can be upgraded and empowered. Guy held the archive, then poured his magicules. The archive changed color, then it had a black logo on the front. Guy. As I thought, it can copy any form of magic and such, but there is a catch. It can only be used by an absolutely magicless person, but that is impossible here in the Cardinal world, since everyone has magicules, even a newborn baby. This archive is powerful as well. Guy gave Yuna the grimoire. Yuna was in thought. The image of Fina came across her mind, then looks at Guy, who had a smile on his face. She understood his intentions. Yuna bowed. Yuna. Thank you, Guy. Don't worry about it. It's better to put that thing into use than it being wasted. Guy walks away. Hey, how soft my husband is. Guy. Come on, it's just my payment to Rimuru for helping our relationship, right, Marianne? Marianne. Sigh. Well, I guess you're right. Then again, she is an interesting girl. Guy. You aren't gonna meet with her, Marianne? Not now. Well, I do want to thank her for taking care of those two, and I do wish my nephew and niece would talk with me. Sad demon queen noise. Guy pats her head. Marianne. Oh, I ain't a little girl, you know, Marianne said, blushing. Guy. Well, you are my little girl, though. Marianne blushes furiously. Yuna and the three left and returned to Tempest to prepare for the coronation for tomorrow, since they traveled for 2 days. She gave both the communication devices and archive to Vesta so he could fix and improve it. Shuna also took care of the archive since she is the best mage in Tempest. She is second only to Seal, in terms of magic formulation and Amy magic involved things. Yuna was really nervous, she was also gonna give a speech after all. The next day, the country of Tempest was busy and bustling. Many people came to see the new Queen of Tempest. All rulers were present, even the demon lords and heroes were present. Moments later Rimuru with the Empress and Queens appeared. Behind Rimuru was Diablo, Zijin and Benimaru, the three most important and powerful subordinates of Rimuru. Besides him was Veldora, escorting Ramirez, while being followed by Beretta and Karis. Behind each queens and empresses were their personal subordinates, and finally behind them were the remaining patrons. Their presence was so majestic, that the whole crowd were cheering chanting their names. Rimuru-sama, it's Rimuru-sama. Veldora-sama is so cool. Isn't that Benimaru-sama? Hi is so handsome. Diablo-sama intimidating as always. Zijin-sama is so imposing. Such a lineup is so rare. Yeah, to see all the patrons like this. Kya, it's Lady Seal. All empress and queens, to see all of them is a blessing. Indeed, to witness all of them, the mothers of our great empire. Long live Tempest. Long live Rimuru-sama. Long live the queens and empresses. Long live Tempest. The new countries that visited were surprised, dumbfounded and bewildered. Such beauty and power, charisma, majesty and authority, they couldn't comprehend. They wanted it, but each aura released by the patrons and wives of Rimuru, it was enough for their dreams to be crushed at that very moment. The guest like Dwargon, Sarian and Eastern Empire, together with the demon lords and heroes, stands up from their prepared seats while showing respect to the emperor and his wives. After they reached their seats, Rimuru raised his hand. Rimuru. We are all here today, to celebrate the coronation of my fiancé. Everyone quitted down. Moments later a woman with green hair and red eyes walked towards Rimuru. Everyone was mesmerized. Rimuru. Yuna, do you pledge to serve and protect this country and its people? Yuna. Yes, I vow in my name, and to the voice of the world that I will protect this country and its people, even in front of gods and deities that tries to harm it. Rimuru. Then, from now on you will be a crown princess of Tempest. After that, a large amount of magicules left Rimuru and entered Yuna. The amount was huge, everyone present felt it, and the ignorant, arrogant, and confident people were pale, and had fear, including the nobles and royals of new nations. Now they truly believe they were only delusional in their dreams to take over Tempest. Yuna, who had an EP of 950,000, now reached 3 million, and like a chain reaction, the people felt multiple spikes of magicules. This are from Devil, Lilith, Homura and Ruby, whose EP reached 1,500,000, and Grace, who reached 2,750,000. Yuna glowed black and white auras. Her head had materialized a small crown. She also became taller. Her hair was longer with some red and black strips. Her reddish-pink eyes became blood red. Her dress became an imperial military uniform. Imagine Yuna is wearing it. Yuna. From this day till the end of time, I shall be by your side, as your faithful queen. Hearing this the whole Tempest cheered, and chanted Yuna's name. All hailed the crowned Princess Yuna. Long live the Queen of Rimuru-sama, long live Tempest. With that the coronation was finished. Yuna. Haze that was exhausting. Yuna in her irregular outfit said. Yuna. Seriously, what was that? Why did he suddenly give me this power? Shuna. Giggles, it's the power we received as well when we were his fiancé. You must harness and control it first, but once you marry, then the real term of power will come to you. Yuna nods. Yuna. And I haven't attained my egg yet. Velzard. Well, you have a special condition than most heroes. Fufufu. The girls had their talk. Later on Yuna trained for straight 3 days before she returned to her world. Also Vesta was able to fix the gift prepared to be given by Yuna, and Shuna also improved the archive of the grimoire. It was now a box with multiple elements having light, darkness, fire, water, earth, wind, nature, ice, lightning. And it many pages, but it wasn't thick. The pages was infinite. It was like a library, since it had its own archive. it saves anything from knowledge to magic, to more, and it can summon books that floats around and cast magic as well. It was something Yuna did to make it unique. The appearance of the book is now this. Yuna was surprised by the power it holds. The amount of magicules it had was 1,500,000 and she could tell it was still sealed. Many forms of magic was stored, even non-elemental magic, sword magic, mirror, revival, destructive or conceptual magic was added. If trained properly, then the user could create, summon and improve a sword using sword magic, then add the properties of different elements, to create a destructive and terrifying sword. Then use the magic to enhance your own physical strength, which is already strong from training. Then it will create the scariest warrior ever. Yuna was impressed and frightened. She wasn't sure if she should proceed with her plan, but decided to do it anyways. She took it and stored the book for later. Yuna also trained and tried to take all knowledge inside the grimoire. She succeeded but failed at some aspects, like weapon magic. She wasn't proficient in other weapons. Either way, she took 97% knowledge from the book. And finally the day has come. Rimuru. So Yuna ready to return to your old world? To be continued.